But you gotta be there for me too.
Hey guys, Moza here, and today I'm bringing you my next episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we ended it off for the trial. So, if I'm not mistaken, this will be the trial, day 2 of the trial. So, let's get right into it. February 24th, 9:41 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. So, what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize from yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So how did it go? It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. Plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, I don't know, I'm not gonna say that, murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret. I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Sky. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Bloodstained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. Do you understand what this means? You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're gonna accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we were dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Alright, let's get on to the trial. 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Keep it up talking.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready.
Oh wait. Sorry. The prosecution is...
I'm afraid you'll have to clarify.
It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time.
But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear that the victim from the evidence room just disappeared.
Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. One of my duties as a prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things. even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait?
Very well. Let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. Okay, so it's the police officer. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer?
Yep. I forgot his name, but he's not bright. Things okay, I couldn't read that. Okay, here we go. Will the witness please state his name and occupation?
Yes, sir. Officer McMeekin, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir.
Ay, ay, ay.
So you're telling us that you're a professional killer?
Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it, sir. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've got to believe me, sir.
Actually, what we'd like,
Sir, I'm what you would call part of a younger generation, sir. Person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend.
Please, Mr. Edgeworth. Sir, please help me, sir.
Officer Meekins.
Yes, sir.
Give us your report on the crime. Consider that an order.
Yes, sir. As you wish. After all, I am a part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir.
You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. God. Alright, let's see this witness testimony.
Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day.
I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room.
I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir.
I was suddenly attacked.
Oh, I fought for my life. Then I did it.
Okay.
After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake.
Okay.
So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you?
Do unto others before they do unto you.
That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. Then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness.
Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir.
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
What I need here is more info to work with. Okay, I think I'm gonna get the first part of his testimony. I'm gonna press that. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, don't you? Do you not?
Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir.
Yikes, now there's a scary thought.
Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime,
which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed.
I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir.
Blue Badger?
Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the chief of detectives, sir.
Oh, that thing.
I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir.
What a useless role.
I see. Sounds like a very important mission. After the award ceremony, I finished that day. Okay. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were many people running around. That I relocated the blue badge into the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you weren't. So you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? Yeah, I'm gonna press that too. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then your ID number should be listed on here, right? There it is, sir. There it is. I found it. This is the one right here. Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir. It's 4989596. That's my number, sir. I see. Huh. But the number 4989596 is shown as being used twice. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the blue badger to the evidence room. And the second time was when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during the second time when... Yes, sir. That's when I spotted the man on the security screen. Okay. So now Meekins is on that list. Okay. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. Alright, let's see. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir. A knife. Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you. What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an was struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you kept your cool, your hand wouldn't beat. When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. Okay. What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know, I don't look like the type. But I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant. So I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife. I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. I see. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew, yes, he punched me right in my face, sir. About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. I mean, you could have asked the other guys, hey, what time is it? Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was at 5:30. He hit me right in the head too. I woke up crying, tears of pain. That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir.
Your mission?
Yes, sir. The blue badges, sir. I returned them to the entrance before things got out of hand.
Well, we can all rest easy now. Yep.
I believe we now have fairly accurately picture of what happened.
Yes, Your Honor.
Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim?
He's got a point.
Yes, Officer Meekins? With regards to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning, sir.
The chief delivered it?
What is that? A videotape?
Is that the recording of the...
Yes, sir. That's absolutely right. A videotape, sir. It contains the footage from the security camera in the evidence room.
Okay, I figured that.
What?
But I was specifically asked if there was such a tape. And I was told it had been mistakenly erased.
It's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at.
Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever.
Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using the word murder, sir. It scares me.
A videotape of a real murder?
Just what we were
Just what are we getting ourselves into? Sorry, I gotta lower this mic. Okay. Blue badges in front of gumshoes. Oh, there's that guy. I'm keeping an eye on gumshoes and on the other locker where Marshall's print was. Oh, something fell out. Up, here comes Meekins. I kind of like that it's kind of 3D. Oh, there's the knife. Okay. There's Meekins on the ground. Where's the other guy? The other guy isn't there. Is that thing there? What? Wait. There was a white, like, rag or whatever it was. There. Was that there?
Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us?
What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood?
Sir, that's the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's the blue badges, sir.
Why am I not surprised this is going smoothly? Okay, I gotta see that again.
Yes, well, anyway.
Actually, let me go into the court records first. Oh, where's the video? Can I watch it again? Yeah. Okay. Can I speed? I can't speed up. Okay, so wait a minute. The light's on. All the other lights are off. That one's on. Okay, he comes in. There's no rag on that locker. something falls. I think it looked like a glove falls out of that locker. There comes Meekins. Still no rag on the locker. I wish I could just speed it up. Okay, slash that Meekins. They're fighting. Still no rag. Also, Gumshoe's locker is completely covered by the plywood thing. So, the Blue Badger. Okay, he's knocked out. And there it is. There's the friggin' rag right there. So, yeah, I wasn't mistaken. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room and some sort of activity. Okay, Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir. As you wish, sir. Hey. His face, I can't be clearly seen in the video. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do it. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. But the light was already on, and none of the other lights were on. So could that thing that fall out have been the reason why he could have opened it? Huh.
What's this about a fingerprint?
Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint activated lock. These locks are ensure that each locker can be only be opened by the detective it belongs to.
Intriguing. That would mean
That the victim at the crime scene would have to been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination, and I'm going to go after that. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, and I already know what I think I'm going to do. But everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start, and I'm going to go with the... Okay. So let's get past this part. Let's go... Only assign... And in the security video, it was already on. Means it will open. Question is... I think it's this one. Oh, I was wrong. Oh, no. Maybe it's the video itself. Okay, it was the video. Okay. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there's one thing in particular that seems rather strange.
strange.
This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may have not been Detective Goodman.
What? This video contains such a contradiction?
Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
I propose that we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in this video. He would want me to point it out.
Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of.
It's gonna be the light. I have to point out a problem in the video. This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up for you. So you can fast forward and rewind or pause the video. Okay. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer?
Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction
That indicates that the man may have not been okay. Fast forward. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay. Right there. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Do you mean me, sir? As I understand, it's the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprints, and if it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. The light was already on. Meaning it was already open. Why do we have to watch this again? When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier. There you go. Here, notice the light?
What's this? It's already lit.
Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Ah!
Order! Order! What is the meaning of this?
It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And the lock is automatically locked. And the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know! It must have been broken. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert on this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would have detected and report any malfunction.
Oh, well, it goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut.
Yeah, Judge.
So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation?
Must have been that thing that fell out. Me, Your Honor?
Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked?
Me, Your Honor? It must have been the thing that fell out. Well, yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system's sensor? And it must have been the thing that fell out. Something jammed the sensor, say. There's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Very well. Let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause of whatever. Good. Fast forward. Okay, rewind. It has to be that. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. And we have to rewind, replay all this again. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, we don't have to watch it too far. There you go. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and okay. We can't be sure that that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? Yeah, it must have been that glove. But who would have... The only one who could have done that was Goodman, though. I mean, this point, it doesn't have to be Goodman. But whoever placed it in there must have been Goodman. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closed. Okay. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would have needed to be an insulator, so a rubber glove. Yes, an insulator, but at the time at the crime scene, there just might have been something that fits that description. But sir, by insulator you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that the door was stuck in the locker door? Okay. It's the rubber glove here. I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. We can't be sure that it was in the victim's locker. It was a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker, but isn't the case and the but isn't it but that isn't the case. The lit lamp assessed to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. So this is not so. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir, it would appear so, sir. Man, stop choking yourself out. Order! 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 So, are we to believe that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that the possibility, and nothing more. The victim is in the video.
was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Yes, sir. Sir, me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke?
Very well. Begin your testimony.
There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card, which is true. Want to look something real quick? Okay. Ha! Half written. So it must be that. When the ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. Which is true. But who said that it needed to be the detective to use that card?
An ID card record. I see.
I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. And indeed, Goodman did use the card. But who is that first one? That is the question. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim.
Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing doesn't strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using this room?
This particular evidence room is only used for strong certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon.
Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination.
Uh-huh. I think we can present this as evidence. Yep, got it. Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene.
That makes sense.
When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card.
A lost items report? It's only half completed.
But it shows Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to file out this report.
Let me guess, you believe this something to be his ID card, right?
I can't say for sure, but there's a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his ID card.
Order! Order! So now, what does this all mean?
It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather a man who stole his ID card.
Order! 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 Does the prosecution have a response? I only have one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo? Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker of the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright?
Yes. What's he up to? I'm thinking he's gonna say if he wasn't there, he was at the other crime scene dead. Oh god, I think I just put Lana in a pickle here. That being, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murderer in the evidence room is also a fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is, well, I guess that's right.
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright?
Only moments ago you seemed content to pointing out your to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well.
Well, well. It seems you've finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth.
The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video, a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could have only taken place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Sky, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Oh no. Oh no, we're in a pickle here. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning.
The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered?
And where did this person disappear to?
However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman.
Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana. What do I do? How am I supposed to... Yeah, I gotta object. One moment, Your Honor.
What now, Mr. Wright?
Don't tell me you're objecting to what you just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked into the prosecution's trap.
What are you talking about?
This cross-examination has proven one thing, and one thing alone. The security video did not show the actual murder. Okay. What are we waiting for? However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amount of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of this matter.
Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
If this court were to examine further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident in the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call out certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean... Your Honor? The defense would like to request a specific witness.
Oh, whom do you have in mind?
Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room.
The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testified. What is his or her name?
Officer Jake Marshall.
Why him?
I can't let Edward know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say.
The prosecution agrees to the defense's request.
Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare.
Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time?
We will, Your Honor.
This court is in recess.
So I'm going to stop it here. So I'm going to just save here. But yeah, I'm going to stop it here. We're going to finish off the second day of the trial in the next video. So without further ado, thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys next time.